Welcome to Voices of BioWellnessX with Daniel and Sophie. Today we're cutting through the noise on a universal struggle that impacts almost every one of us, getting truly restorative sleep without the next day grogginess. Millions are searching for natural alternatives to traditional sleep aids, and our mission in this deep dive is to unpack the fascinating science behind two specific cannabinoids, natural compounds derived from the cannabis plant that are making significant waves in the sleep world, CBN and Delta-8-THC.
Exactly. You're likely familiar with that 2 a.m. ceiling stare or, the feeling of waking up still exhausted. Many traditional sleep aids come with a whole laundry list of side effects, including that dreaded morning grogginess or even the risk of dependency.
Right.
That's why people are increasingly turning to compounds like CBN and Delta-8, which, as our sources highlight, promise a pathway to energize mornings free from grogginess or dependency. We'll explore why these feel less scary or synthetic to many, and how they align with a broader move towards complementary and integrative health.
So let's set the stage a bit more. The core of our source material immediately confronts us with this widespread problem. The sheer difficulty many of us face in achieving consistent, high-quality sleep. It's not just about getting to bed, it's about that deep, uninterrupted rest that truly recharges you. We're talking about that desperate search for something that genuinely helps us rest without the next day's zombie effect. That foggy, heavy feeling that often cancels out any benefit of sleep.
Yeah, totally wipes out the point.
Millions are indeed grappling with restless nights, tossing and turning, waking up feeling anything but refreshed. It's a pervasive issue that subtly but significantly impacts everything from our cognitive function and productivity to our mood and overall well-being.
Precisely. And because of this widespread struggle, there's a profound shift underway. People are actively seeking alternatives to traditional sleep aids, which, as you mentioned, often come with a list of undesirable side effects. The allure of CBN, or cannabinol, and delta-8-THC lies in their positioning as natural compounds. Our sources present them as potent contenders, offering this pathway to energize mornings free from grogginess or dependency.
That's a huge promise.
It really is. This is a powerful promise because it addresses the very core complaints people have with conventional pharmaceutical options. It suggests a potential for these cannabinoids to be a superior, more harmonious alternative, allowing the body to find its own natural rhythm rather than being, forced into sedation.
It really makes you pause and think, why is this search for natural alternatives so incredibly prevalent right now? I think it boils down to a fundamental desire for solutions that feel inherently less scary or synthetic than many pharmaceutical sleep aids.
Right, there's a definite aversion to that.
We've all heard stories, or perhaps even experienced it ourselves, of waking up from a prescription sleep aid feeling like you've been hit by a truck, or battling a vague sense of unease. The appeal of cannabinoids is in finding something that feels gentle, something the body might respond to in a more integrated way, aligning perfectly with the broader trend towards holistic and integrative health approaches.
That holistic view is key.
The sources specifically mention individuals ditching their old sleep aids, and that resonates deeply with the personal frustration many feel with conventional options that just don't deliver the quality of rest they're looking for without significant trade-offs.
Yeah, the trade-offs can be rough.
It's about finding that sweet spot where you get the rest you need, feel good doing it, and wake up genuinely refreshed. So with that context, let's peel back the layers and understand each of these compounds individually, starting with CBN. So let's dive into CBN. Many hear cannabinoid and immediately think CBD, but CBN is distinct. From the source, what's its core identity, and how does it really differentiate itself from its more famous cousins? I'm particularly curious about this idea of it being THC's chill, sleepy cousin.
That's an excellent starting point. CBN, or cannabinol, is indeed a naturally occurring cannabinoid found in cannabis plants, but its journey is quite unique. What's truly fascinating about CBN is its origin story. It doesn't begin as CBN. Instead, it primarily forms as delta-9-THC, the primary psychoactive compound in cannabis ages, and breaks down.
Oh, interesting. So it's like aged THC.
Sort of, yeah. Think of it like a natural transformation, almost a maturation process within the plant material. When THC is exposed to environmental factors like air, light, and heat over time, it undergoes a chemical process called oxidation, gradually converting into CBN. This natural degradation is actually why some cannabis connoisseurs find that older cannabis flower, or cannabis that hasn't been stored perfectly, can sometimes have a more sedating couch lock effect.
Okay. That makes sense.
That reputation for older cannabis being more sleepy is directly linked to an increased concentration of CBN. This process could imply a more inherent compatibility with our body's systems, almost as if nature designed it as a graceful exit for THC's more intense effects.
So it's not something the plant produces directly in high quantities, but rather a byproduct of THC's degradation, which is incredibly insightful. And once it's in your system, how does CBN actually work? The source describes its psychoactive effects as super gentle, not the kind of thing that's going to have you questioning reality. This implies a very different experience from other cannabinoids.
Precisely. Unlike delta-9-THC, which is known for its strong psychoactive properties, CBN's effects are exceptionally mild. It's not about an intense high at all.
Right.
Instead, it's described in our sources as THC's chill, sleepy cousin, which is a perfect and evocative way to visualize its role. This analogy captures its essence as a milder, less intoxicating cannabinoid with a molecular structure that lends itself to more gentle sedative effects as THC degrades. And once it's in your body, CBN interacts with your endocannabinoid system, or ECS, that master regulatory network we've often discussed here on Voices of BioWellnessX, which helps keep everything balanced from mood to appetite and, crucially, your sleep-wake cycle.
ECS, yeah. Great regulator.
Exactly. When CBN binds to specific cannabinoid receptors within the system, it doesn't send a jarring jolt. Instead, it sends a gentle time to wind down signal. It's a subtle communication, nudging your body towards relaxation and quiet.
It's quite an elegant system, isn't it? This
Yeah.
idea of a gentle time to wind down signal. But for you, the listener, what does that practically mean compared to, say, just feeling generally tired? Is it about modulating specific brain activity or more about a systemic calm throughout the body?
That's an excellent distinction. It's less about a sudden knockout and more about subtle modulation. When CBN interacts with the ECS, particularly with receptors like CB1, it's not triggering a strong psychoactive response in the way delta-9-THC would. Instead, it seems to modulate neurotransmitter release, promoting a sense of calm that allows your body to naturally transition into sleep.
Okay, so it helps you get there naturally.
Right. It's about easing the mind and body into a relaxed state, supporting the natural processes rather than forcing them. This is why many report feeling ready for sleep without a heavy drug sensation. The goal is homeostasis, your body's ability to maintain internal stability, and CBN's gentle touch is about fine-tuning those internal mechanisms. Our sources provide examples of how CBN is delivered, often alongside CBD, like Dream Drops, full spectrum, 45 milligram CBD CBN, and CBN oil tincture with full spectrum PCR oil.
Right, I see those listed.
We also see nighttime gummies, CBN, CBD, melatonin, tea-free, which highlights options for those looking to avoid THC entirely, yet still leverage CBN's potential benefits. These products demonstrate the versatility and how this cannabinoid is being integrated into wellness routines, showcasing a range of applications for different needs.
Many people are indeed turning to CBN specifically for sleep. But there's a nuance in the scientific understanding here that's important for us to explore. So with CBN's gentle reputation, it's no surprise there's a real buzz around it for sleep, particularly from consumers. You hear a lot of positive anecdotes, and people are definitely gravitating towards it. Many consumers are integrating CBN into their daily routines as part of a complementary approach to sleep issues, seeking something that feels more natural and gentle than traditional pharmaceuticals.
That natural and gentle aspect is key.
The appeal is strong. They often claim faster sleep onset and, crucially, no morning grogginess, which is a significant departure from experiences with many conventional sleep aids.
That grogginess factor is huge for people.
Absolutely. It's the desire for a solution that aligns with a holistic view of wellness, providing relief without the often unwanted side effects.
What's fascinating here is the distinction between that widespread anecdotal evidence, those consumer experiences, and the more rigorous, definitive findings from clinical trials. Our main article highlights the promising, serious therapeutic potential of CBN, noting that clinical studies are happening and there's a great deal of interest in this area.
Okay, so there is research.
There is, but it also cautions that we're still in the early days of understanding exactly how it works. It explicitly states that there's still little research compared to other sleep solutions. It's promising, but we're not at the miracle cure stage yet.
Right. Manage expectations.
Exactly. This is a critical point for you, the listener, to understand when evaluating information. It means the potential is recognized, but the comprehensive scientific backing is still being built.
And it gets even more nuanced and perhaps a bit contradictory when you look at the FAQ section provided in the source material. It offers a more cautious scientific assessment, stating quite directly, CBN alone isn't a reliable sleep aid. While some users report mild sedation, Clinical psychopharmacology studies show insufficient evidence supporting its effectiveness in treating insomnia or helping people fall asleep consistently.
Ooh, that sounds pretty definitive.
It does. It doesn't stop there either, noting that current data on CBN's impact on myofascial discomfort and physical management is limited to rodent studies, concluding that there's insufficient evidence from human trials to support its effectiveness for physical relief. This seems to present a bit of a challenge to the consumer claims, doesn't it?
This is precisely where critical thinking becomes essential for you. The phrase insufficient evidence doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't work. Rather, it means that the level of human clinical research required to definitively prove its efficacy for treating insomnia or consistent sleep onset to the highest scientific standards is still limited.
Okay, so it's about the level of proof.
Exactly. It highlights the gap that often exists between preliminary observations, widespread personal experiences, and the gold standard of scientific validation, which typically involves large-scale, placebo-controlled human trials. This raises an important question for us all. How do we weigh promising early results and personal accounts, which are certainly valid in their own right, against the need for comprehensive, robust, and reproducible human data?
That's the tricky part.
It is. The therapeutic potential is absolutely acknowledged, and studies are ongoing, but the expectation of a miracle cure needs to be managed, grounded in the current state of research. It's a journey of discovery for both the scientific community and for individuals exploring these options.
That's a really important distinction for anyone considering these compounds. Now let's shift our focus to CBN's laid-back sibling, Delta-8-THC, which offers a slightly different profile for sleep support. If CBN is the sleepy cousin, then Delta-8-THC is described as the laid-back sibling. It's another cannabinoid from cannabis plants, but with its own unique characteristics. What sets Delta-8 apart, particularly for those who might be wary of the more intense effects associated with traditional Delta-9 THC? Our source tells us it delivers mild psychoactive effects, but importantly, assures us that it won't launch you into another dimension.
Yeah, that's a crucial distinction, and the wording really highlights its gentler nature. The chemical research on Delta-8 points to its unique molecular structure, which means it interacts with cannabinoid receptors, specifically CB1 and CB2 receptors, within your ECS, just a bit differently than regular Delta-9 THC.
Just a bit different. How so?
Well, the placement of a double bond in its structure is different. It sounds technical, but this subtle difference in how it binds is really key to Delta-8's unique effects. It explains why it provides what many describe as a smooth, manageable feeling of calm and relaxation, effectively distinguishing it from the often more intense and sometimes anxiety-inducing experiences associated with Delta-9 THC.
Okay, so smoother, less intense.
Exactly. It's a nuanced engagement with the body's system, leading to a different experiential profile that many find more conducive to unwinding.
That nuanced interaction sounds very appealing, especially for relaxation. Many users report that Delta-8 helps them feel calm and ready for bed without any of the anxiety or weirdness that can sometimes accompany cannabis use.
Less heady, perhaps.
Right. It's become quite popular for individuals dealing with insomnia and other sleep disorders who are looking for that gentle winding down effect. Some even say it helps regulate body temperature, making everything feel more settled, almost like your body receives a quiet signal that it's time to power down for the night. That feeling of being settled is a common theme in user feedback, indicating a holistic sense of relaxation and preparation for sleep.
However, it's absolutely critical to remember that individual response to Delta-8 is highly variable. The source emphasizes this strongly, noting that factors like your weight, how often you use it, and your natural tolerance all play a significant role in how you'll respond.
Yeah, that's always the case with cannabinoids, isn't it?
It really is. This variability means that what works perfectly for one person might be different for another, underscoring the importance of a personalized approach. The source provides concrete examples of various product forms and dosages, like Delta-8 gummies, 10 milligrams, 25 milligrams, 50 milligrams THC, or 100 milligram Delta-8 THC option, along with Delta-8 soft gels, 30 milligrams, and Delta-8 THC tincture with PCR hemp oil.
Lots of options there.
Definitely. These examples highlight the flexibility available to you, the user, allowing you to start with lower doses and gradually adjust based on your individual needs and tolerance, which is a sensible and responsible approach given the variability we've discussed.
So, we have CBN for its gentle, more direct sedative vibe, and Delta-8 for its calming, less intoxicating relaxation that helps you feel settled. But how do these actually work within our bodies to support sleep? That's where the deeper science gets really interesting. Okay, so let's really break down the science stuff without getting bogged down in jargon. At the heart of how these compounds work is our incredible endocannabinoid system, or ECS. As we've mentioned, it's your body's intricate internal system for keeping everything running smoothly and in balance, a kind of master regulator that constantly works to maintain homeostasis.
The body's great balancing act.
Exactly. When you consume CBN or Delta-8, they don't just float around randomly. They actively seek out and find specific molecular targets, known as receptors, located throughout your brain, central nervous system, and various organs. Think of it like a very precise key fitting into a very specific lock, initiating a cascade of effects.
This nuanced interaction is what initiates their profound effects on sleep. Lab research and studies published in psychopharmacology journals show quite clearly that cannabinoids can influence various aspects of sleep. This isn't just about making you feel drowsy, it extends to affecting things from sleep onset, how long it takes you to fall asleep, to sleep depth, meaning how deeply and restoratively you rest.
So not just falling asleep, but staying asleep and sleeping better.
Precisely. Some of these studies even suggest that certain cannabinoids might increase the time you spend in deep restorative sleep, while simultaneously reducing the time spent in lighter sleep phases. The practical implication of this is fewer wake-ups throughout the night, leading to more uninterrupted and ultimately more effective rest. It's about not just getting more hours, but truly maximizing the quality of those hours.
That's truly remarkable, isn't it? It highlights the beauty of our body's internal systems and how these compounds can subtly interact with them. When we connect this to the bigger picture, the ECS isn't just about sleep. It's a vast network that also regulates mood, appetite, pain sensation, immune function, and even memory.
It's incredibly complex.
So when cannabinoids interact with it, they're influencing a broad network, which might explain the holistic feeling of settledness some users report, as Delta-8 was described earlier. It's not just isolating sleep, it's about reestablishing a broader sense of equilibrium that then facilitates better rest.
Exactly. The idea that they can subtly influence how long it takes to fall asleep and how deep that sleep is suggests a finely tuned interaction rather than a blunt instrument.
Right, not a sledgehammer.
No.
Yeah.
It's less like a sledgehammer and more like adjusting a dimmer switch for your sleep cycle. This ability to promote deeper, more restorative sleep cycles is a significant benefit, as this is precisely where much of the body's repair, cellular regeneration, and memory consolidation occur. It points to a potential for not just more sleep, but demonstrably better quality sleep. That shift from simply quantity to quality is what so many people are desperately seeking when they explore alternatives like CBN and Delta-8.
Absolutely. Better quality is the goal.
It hints at a future where we can fine-tune our sleep cycles for optimal health and mental clarity.
We're uncovering some truly fascinating insights into how these natural compounds interact with our bodies to support better sleep. If you're intrigued by these deep dives and want to learn more about a wide range of wellness topics, we encourage you to visit biowellnessx.com. That's biowellnessx.com. You'll find a wealth of information and resources there to continue your learning journey.
Exploring reliable sources is key to informed decisions, especially in a rapidly evolving field like cannabinoid science. BioWellnessX.com offers guides and articles on various cannabinoids and their potential benefits, providing an excellent starting point for further research and understanding.
So with this understanding of how they work, how do CBN and Delta-8 compare to the more common sleep aids like melatonin or even prescription medications? The source gives us a great analogy to explain the difference between melatonin and CBN, which I find very helpful. Melatonin essentially signals it's sleepy time to your body, much like a clock or a dimming light tells you it's late. It helps set and regulate your circadian rhythm, your internal 24-hour clock.
The body's own timekeeper.
Right. CBN, on the other hand, seems to have a more direct sedative effect, akin to feeling drowsy. It's described as the difference between someone suggesting you take a nap versus actually feeling drowsy and needing to lie down.
That's a great analogy. It really clarifies the mechanism.
This distinction is important because it speaks to very different mechanisms of action.
What's crucial here is indeed understanding these distinct mechanisms. Melatonin is a hormone, a natural signal for the body's circadian rhythm, telling it when to prepare for sleep. It's like the conductor of the sleep orchestra. CBN, by contrast, appears to directly engage the ECS, potentially eliciting a more immediate sedative response, a more direct feeling of sleepiness. It's more like a subtle, direct interaction with the instruments themselves. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, NCCIH, is reportedly paying attention to these natural botanicals precisely because they operate differently from traditional pharmaceutical medicines.
That's significant, the NCCIH taking notice.
It is. This signifies a broader scientific shift towards investigating natural compounds, moving beyond purely synthetic approaches, and recognizing the diverse ways substances can interact with our biology to achieve therapeutic ends. It's an acknowledgement that nature offers complex solutions.
And when it comes to safety, the source highlights a significant advantage that is very appealing to many people. Unlike many prescription sleep medications, CBN doesn't seem to come with the same risk of getting hooked or feeling awful the next morning.
That's a major draw. Less dependency risk, less hangover effect.
Huge. It's a huge point of relief for those who are wary of the side effects, the potential for dependence, and the lingering grogginess associated with some pharmaceutical options. However, the source is also remarkably honest about the limitations, stating clearly that CBN for sleep is still relatively new territory and long-term effects are largely unknown.
The long-term question is always there with newer compounds.
And the FAQ section further elaborates on this, noting that data on CBN for physical management or myofascial discomfort, that is, muscle and connective tissue pain, is limited to rodent studies, with insufficient evidence from human trials to support its effectiveness for physical relief.
Right. So again, the human evidence for those specific claims is still developing. The lack of long-term human data is a significant point that always raises an important question about any new substance being considered for regular use. While the immediate safety profile appears promising in comparison to some traditional aids, especially concerning dependency and next-day impairment, it consistently underscores the ongoing need for comprehensive longitudinal research.
So, cautious optimism.
Exactly. It's a balance between embracing therapeutic potential and exercising scientific caution. The NCCIH's interest is a positive indicator, suggesting that these compounds are being taken seriously as avenues for complementary health, but it also implies a rigorous path ahead for full scientific understanding and widespread mainstream acceptance. This measured approach ensures that while the buzz is exciting, the science is robust.
Given their individual benefits, what happens when you bring these two cannabinoids together? This is where many companies are getting truly innovative. What happens when we combine these compounds? A lot of companies are now expertly blending CBN and Delta-8-THC, often alongside other botanicals known for their calming properties like lemon balm and lavender extracts.
Adding other botanicals too. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like creating the perfect bedtime cocktail, tailor-made for relaxation and sleep, not just relying on one single ingredient, but orchestrating a symphony of natural compounds.
The intention behind this strategic combination is to achieve what's known as the entourage effect. This is a profoundly fascinating concept in cannabinoid science, suggesting that the whole plant, with its myriad compounds, various cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids, is greater than the sum of its isolated parts.
Right, the idea that they work better together.
Exactly. When we combine Delta-8, known for its mild, calming psychoactivity and its ability to help you feel settled, with CBN's more direct sedative properties, the intention is to create a more profound, balanced, and targeted effect specifically for sleep. It's about leveraging their individual strengths to enhance and modulate the overall experience in a way that isolated compounds might not achieve.
The synergy.
Precisely. Synergy. This raises an important question about how precise and customized these combinations can become in the future as our understanding of each compound and their synergistic relationships deepens. We are moving towards highly sophisticated formulations.
It makes so much sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The source uses a great relatable analogy, kind of like how peanut butter and jelly are good alone but amazing together.
Love that. Simple but effective.
This combined approach is proving to be incredibly popular, with sleep gummies with both cannabinoids being super popular for their ease of dosing. And let's be honest, they often taste decent too, making them a pleasant and discreet part of a bedtime routine.
Convenience and case definitely help.
While the serving size can vary significantly between products and individuals, the general advice is to start with a low dose, typically one gummy, to see how you respond before considering more. And on a practical but absolutely crucial note, when you're looking for these products, it's vital to look for products that test for heavy metals and other contaminants for quality assurance.
Absolutely critical. Third-party lab testing is essential.
You want to know exactly what you're putting into your body, ensuring its purity and safety.
These examples truly illustrate the variety and increasing sophistication of available products. The source mentions Delta-9's gummies, Sleep, WTHCP plus CBN, 53 milligram, as an example of a more advanced, sophisticated combined product, indicating the complexity that formulators are exploring.
Wow, THCP too, that's getting complex.
It is. Other combined gummies like HHC plus CBG gummies 75 milligram and Relax gummies 50 milligram CBD, low THC, and myrcene further demonstrate the breadth of compounds that can be synergized beyond just CBN and Delta-8. We also see specific products like CBN gummies full spectrum CBD organic dream drops and organic Delta-8 THC gummies, which, while individual, are often the building blocks for these effective combinations. This commitment to purity, precise dosing, and understanding the synergistic potential is paramount when dealing with such intricate natural compounds, pushing the boundaries of tailored wellness solutions.
While these combinations sound incredibly promising, it's absolutely essential for us to talk about safety and to cut through some of the marketing hype surrounding the cannabis industry. Before anyone runs out to try these, it's vital we talk about the not-so-fun stuff, which is always safety first. While both CBN and Delta-8 are generally considered safe compounds on their own, the source emphatically emphasizes that they can definitely interact with other medications you might be taking.
This is a big one. Cannot stress this enough.
Absolutely. This isn't a minor point. It's a critical reason to consult with a doctor or a knowledgeable healthcare professional before incorporating them into your routine. It's about being proactive and ensuring your wellness journey, especially concerning sleep, is a safe and well-informed one, preventing any unforeseen complications.
This raises an important question about personal responsibility and informed decision-making, which cannot be overstated. The interaction with other medications is not to be underestimated, as cannabinoids are often metabolized by the same liver enzymes, specifically the cytochrome P450 system, as many prescription drugs.
The P450 enzymes.
Exactly. This means there's a potential for altered efficacy of your existing medications, either making them stronger or weaker, or an increase in side effects, which could be serious. The legal landscape surrounding these compounds is indeed a complex puzzle, and understanding it means staying informed about local statutes, which can change rapidly.
It's a patchwork, isn't it?
Very much so. Our source notes that these products are typically made with 100% hemp-derived material and contain no more than 0.30% Delta-9 THC by dry weight, adhering to the guidelines of the 2018 Farm Bill, which is a key legal distinction for their availability in many areas across the country. However, state laws can and do impose further restrictions.
Right. The Farm Bill helps, but states have their own rules. And here's another very big practical consideration that can have significant real-world implications. Drug testing.
Oh, yeah.
Both CBN and Delta-8 can potentially lead to failing a drug test for THC. The source calls this a higher risk situation for certain jobs or legal circumstances, and it's something you absolutely need to be aware of if your employment, probationary terms, or other circumstances require drug screenings.
That's a really practical reality check.
Beyond that, the cannabis industry is booming and innovating at an incredible pace, but this rapid growth, while exciting for product development, often leads to a lot of marketing hype. It can be difficult for consumers to separate fact from fiction when every company is vying for your attention with bold claims and dazzling promises.
That's a crucial point. The need for critical evaluation. While human studies on CBN and Delta-8 are promising and research in various medical fields continues to show therapeutic potential, the source wisely reminds us that we're still learning and advises, don't expect miracles overnight.
Good advice. Keep it realistic.
This measured perspective is essential for managing expectations. The therapeutic potential is clearly there, but a realistic understanding of their current scientific backing and what they can achieve is vital for you, the consumer. Navigating the legal landscape is also a significant challenge. State laws regarding these products are all over the place, meaning what's legal in one state might be restricted or outright illegal in another.
So you really have to check your local laws.
Absolutely. This fluid legal environment demands diligence and awareness from anyone considering these compounds, making it your responsibility to know your local regulations before purchasing or consuming.
It's clear that these cannabinoids are not magic bullets. They work best when integrated into a broader, well-thought-out strategy for sleep. The source makes a really important point that often gets overlooked in the excitement of new compounds. CBN and Delta-8 aren't magic bullets.
Not magic bullets.
Crucial. They work best when you've got the rest of your sleep game on point. Think of them as sophisticated tools that are most effective when combined with good, foundational sleep habits. One key area it highlights, and it's often surprising to people, is your bedroom temperature. High temperatures can totally disrupt your body's natural cooling process that's absolutely essential for initiating and maintaining deep sleep.
Right. That temperature drop is key for sleep onset.
Exactly. Experts, according to the source, recommend keeping the room Cool-like, uncomfortably cool until you get under the covers. That initial chill actually signals to your body that it's time to power down, facilitating the natural drop in core body temperature needed for sleep onset.
Uncomfortably cool. I like that description. It makes the point well.
It does.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, optimizing your sleep environment and dietary habits provides a crucial foundation. Cannabinoids, in this context, become an enhancer or a bridge to better sleep, rather than a sole solution for poor sleep hygiene.
An enhancer, yeah. Not the whole solution.
A cool bedroom, for instance, directly supports the natural drop in core body temperature needed for sleep onset, and cannabinoids may then help sustain that relaxed state, making the transition smoother and the sleep deeper. This encourages critical thinking about how different factors interact for overall wellness. It's about creating a holistic sleep sanctuary where everything works in concert, giving your body every advantage for restful sleep.
Absolutely. And it's not just temperature. What you eat and when also plays a significant role in your sleep quality. The source points out that heavy food right before bed is basically asking for trouble.
Oh yeah, recipe for disaster.
Digesting a large, heavy meal too close to bedtime can elevate your metabolism, cause discomfort, and actively disrupt your sleep cycle, keeping you awake or leading to fragmented sleep. However, some people find that taking their CBN or Delta-8 gummy or tincture with a light snack or an herbal tea can actually enhance the experience, making it more pleasant and potentially aiding absorption.
Ah, so timing with food matters too.
Seems like it for some. It's about finding that delicate balance and understanding your body's unique rhythm and digestive process. These small, consistent habits contribute immensely.
This approach emphasizes that cannabinoids are part of a larger, integrated wellness strategy. They are not a substitute for fundamental good health practices. The practical advice about a cool room or avoiding heavy meals aligns perfectly with established sleep science and common sense. By optimizing these environmental and lifestyle factors, you create the ideal conditions for any sleep aid, natural or otherwise, to be most effective.
It's about setting the stage for success.
Exactly. This multifaceted approach is really about empowering you to take proactive control of your sleep, moving beyond simply relying on a single compound to solve a complex multifactorial problem. It's about building a sustainable foundation for lasting quality rest.
So with all this evolving knowledge and our understanding of integration, what does the future hold for cannabinoid research in the realm of sleep? The future of cannabinoid research for sleep is pretty exciting, isn't it? It feels like we're genuinely just scratching the surface of their full potential.
It really does. The pace is incredible.
Scientists are actively researching how major cannabinoids might help with even more specific and complex issues beyond just general sleeplessness. We're talking about challenges like sleep apnea, which affects millions and has serious health implications.
A huge issue, sleep apnea.
Or even subtle physiological changes such as intraocular pressure changes that happen during sleep. This shows a significant shift towards very targeted, specialized applications, moving beyond a one-size-fits-all approach to sleep.
What's fascinating here is precisely that expansion of research beyond just general sedation to more specific physiological challenges like sleep apnea, which is a complex condition involving breathing interruptions. This signifies a maturation of the field, moving towards highly targeted therapeutic applications rather than just broad effects. The exploration of intraocular pressure changes, for example, points to cannabinoid interactions with very specific biological pathways.
Getting really specific now.
Exactly. This raises an important question about how personalized these treatments might become, potentially tailoring cannabinoid profiles to individual sleep challenges and underlying health conditions. It's a much more refined and precise approach to sleep medicine.
And it's not just the research getting more sophisticated. The perception within the broader medical community is noticeably shifting too. More and more medical care providers are starting to recognize cannabinoids as a potential valuable tool in treating various sleep problems.
That's a really positive sign, the medical community opening up.
It really is. It's not necessarily about replacing existing treatments entirely, but rather adding another effective option to the tool in the toolbox, as our source puts it. This growing acceptance from the medical establishment is absolutely crucial for broader integration of cannabinoids into mainstream healthcare, offering more diverse and potentially gentler options for patients who may not find relief with traditional methods or who are specifically seeking alternative approaches.
Indeed. This increasing recognition by medical care providers could lead to greater integration of cannabinoids into mainstream healthcare, offering a much wider array of options for patients who may not find relief with traditional methods or who are seeking alternative approaches. Simultaneously, companies in this burgeoning industry are continuously improving their understanding of perfect combinations and ratios for new, increasingly sophisticated cannabis products.
Those complex dummies we mentioned earlier.
Exactly. This implies a future of highly specialized and incredibly effective sleep solutions, moving away from a one-size-fits-all model towards truly bespoke cannabinoid blends designed for optimal sleep and overall well-being. The pace of innovation in this area is quite rapid, promising exciting developments for the future of sleep science.
As we explore these cutting-edge developments, remember that staying informed is key to making the best decisions for your health. For more in-depth articles, guides, and to explore the products we've touched upon today, make sure to visit BioWellnessX.com. That's BioWellnessX.com. It's an invaluable resource to help you continue your journey toward better understanding and wellness.
Accessing a breadth of reliable information, including the latest research updates and detailed product insights, empowers you to make educated choices about your health and sleep. BioWellnessX.com provides that comprehensive platform, fostering a community of informed learners.
So with all this information, the science, the nuances, the promising future, what's right for you? Choosing between CBN, Delta-8, or a combination truly comes down to your specific situation, your unique body chemistry, and what your body responds to best.
It's so individualistic.
It really is. Some people prefer CBN's pure sedative vibe, finding that it simply makes them feel drowsy and ready for sleep without much psychoactivity. Others gravitate towards Delta-8's gentle relaxation, appreciating the calming, body-settling effects without an overwhelming sense of sedation. It's a very personal choice, and there's no single right answer that applies to everyone. Your journey will be unique.
This raises an important question. What works for one person may not work for another. The advice to start low and go slow is foundational in cannabinoid use due to the significant individual variability in the endocannabinoid system and individual tolerance levels.
Start low, go slow. The golden rule.
It really is. It's a cautious but remarkably effective approach. Take one serving, wait a couple of hours before considering more, and always pay close attention to your body's response. The source gives a very practical warning. These things can sneak up on you, emphasizing that the full effects might not be immediate, and it's always better to underdo it than overdo it, especially when you're first exploring these compounds. Patience is key.
That's such important advice. Patience and consistency are truly key elements. Finding the right solution really does require both. It might mean trying CBN on its own for a period, then Delta-8, or a carefully selected combination, and diligently observing how your body responds over time.
Keep notes, maybe.
Yeah, keep a small journal of your experiences, perhaps noting dosage, time taken, and how you felt upon waking. It's a journey of self-discovery, listening intently to your body's signals, and adjusting as needed to fine-tune your approach. Remember, it's about empowering yourself with knowledge and thoughtful experimentation to find your personal sweet spot.
As you embark on this journey, consider how understanding the subtle differences between cannabinoids and your body's unique response to them could unlock a more tailored and effective approach to not just sleep, but overall well-being. What aspects of your daily routine could you adjust, from your evening rituals to your bedroom environment, alongside exploring these compounds to create your ultimate sleep sanctuary, fostering a truly restorative night every night?
Look, getting good, consistent sleep is absolutely crucial for everything else in your life, your health, your mood, your productivity.
Couldn't agree more. It's foundational.
If you're tired of feeling tired and traditional sleep aids aren't cutting it, CBN and Delta-8 might certainly be worth exploring as part of your holistic approach. They're powerful tools, not miracle cures, and they work best when combined with good sleep habits and a realistic understanding of what they can and can't do.
Tools in the toolbox. Well said.
The science of sleep keeps evolving, and cannabinoids like CBN and Delta-8 are definitely a fascinating and growing part of that evolution. Ultimately, it's about empowering you to find what helps you wake up feeling truly refreshed and ready to tackle whatever the day throws at you. Sweet dreams, and here's hoping you find your perfect sleep solution soon. Thanks for listening to Voices of BioWellnessX with Daniel and Sophie.